News Talk on demand. Interruption-free audio where you want it, when you want it.
Good afternoon, David. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. As they say to all business people, congratulations on your new endeavor.
Well, thank you, but I just want to clear one thing up to all your listeners. We are not a dispensary. We're a clinic with the intent of future consideration to dispense if the government does not change the regulations.
You're still waiting for... Okay, so tell me what happens then. People can come into your clinic and...
Well, what we are is we're primarily dedicated to harm reduction services, increasing pharmaceutical dependency population that's going on in our country. And what we're doing is we're trying to get the non-addictive prescriptions alternative through marijuana products, offering pain management and clinical research that we'll be doing. We offer psychologists, we offer psychiatrists, doctors, drug addictions, intervention counseling, naturopaths, and we do supply medical marijuana licenses to people. At least assist them in getting them. And this clinic was not intended to dispense marijuana. This was intended fully to help people get off pharmaceutical medications first and foremost. And my way of doing that was like I said, the clinic was not done and open to dispense pot. We didn't know this. That's a regulation that has been announced by Health Canada just recently. This has been registered for 2 years, but we just did our grand opening because of construction and whatnot. But the services that we're providing, it's an all in-house service, blood tests, ultrasounds, x-rays. So people that are on disability, we don't want to send them all over the city. You know, go here to get your blood test, go there to get your x-ray, go here to get your ultrasound. And we're trying to cut down as much time and money for them as possible. So that's what the service is about.
You're an advocate then. You're an advocate then, because what you're trying to do, as you said, get people off pharmaceuticals and onto possibly, if it need be, to marijuana, medical marijuana.
Marijuana and its products. Now, the thing is, the dependency of pharmaceutical medication, which is causing our society right now, is astronomical. When people are receiving like 200 pills of OxyContin, 80 milligrams, that's ludicrous. So my problem that I have with that is these people are still driving on those OxyContins, which is heroin. And yet you've got a problem with somebody who smoked a joint driving? Or these guys are falling asleep at the wheel? No, I have a problem with that. And that's part of my activism, is to turn around and let the pharmaceutical companies know that there is alternatives, and the government, to the good uses of marijuana. There's a recent study from the National Cancer Institute that just came out that states the report shows marijuana slows or stops the growth of certain lung cancer cells and suggests that marijuana may provide risk reduction and treatment for colon cancer. This is a study come out from the federal government. Now, I don't know how people feel about that, but if marijuana can help reduce the tumors in cancer, I'm all for it, because I used to be a cancer patient.
So, now, just obviously, for the record, then you would love to see the legalization of marijuana. And I'm not talking about I'm not talking about medical marijuana. I'm talking about the recreational use of marijuana.
That won't happen. That will not happen.
It'll never happen?
You see somebody going into your local supermarket and walking down an aisle and saying, gee, let me try some of this OG Kush. No, maybe I'll try that other Acapulco Gold. How are you going to regulate and control that? You see, medical, to me, it's already legalized as far as I'm concerned. It will never go, because it's a Category 2 offense, because it contains THC, and that is a psychoactive. And it's a Schedule 2 offense. So by the time anybody tries to legalize it, it's not going to happen. It'll stay medical.
You must have believed.
As far as I'm concerned, if you can get it medically, it's legalized to me.
You must have believed early on in your advocacy that recreational marijuana could have been legalized, and you've come to
No, I never did. I always thought, and there isn't one video out there, and every interview I've done, I've never stated this is strictly medical.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying in the beginning, you must have believed that it could be, years and years and years ago.
If you wanted me to lie to you and say yes, I'd say yes, but I'm not going to lie to you because I have always known that it will never happen because it does contain THC.
So, Sam Alachi, when people come into your clinic and you have doctors in your clinic, right?
Yes, sir.
And they can prescribe medical marijuana.
Yes, they can. They will, according to what Health Canada. Now, it's not written in stone yet. The regulations aren't all out yet. Until the final regs are out, we will not and have not dispensed out of this clinic.
Understood.
Until then, we will do whatever we can to help you get your MMAR cards and help you when we will help try and provide you with marijuana, or at least legally protect yourself by having a card.
Will the vast majority of patients coming into your clinic be given prescriptions for medical marijuana?
If they come in today, no. What they'll get, if they have medical records, we will follow their applications, we will help them get their licenses, we will do the paperwork for them, and send it off to Ottawa. They have to have an MMAR card to protect themselves, because they might go to a compassion club. And the compassion clubs, when they walk out, if they have 2 or 3 grams with them, they could still get busted. But if they have an MMAR card, they won't.
I like your argument about somebody legally on OxyContin out there driving versus somebody illegally possibly on marijuana out there driving.
And well, because you'll fall asleep.
Well, no, and
you'll
certainly
kill somebody. So I say to the government, why are doctors prescribing 200, 250 OxyContins a month to people and not taking their licenses away from them?
Will medical marijuana, though, do what OxyContin does? No.
Definitely.
It will.
Definitely will do. It's a definite pain relief. I got rid of my ailments that I had, my blood disorders, even in my diabetes, through medical marijuana. But because I do it my way, I bake and cook with it. I make butter. I don't smoke it. And that's the other thing that I'll fight for is the extraction of marijuana, because our bodies, and we naturally produce CBD and CBNs in our body. So it's a natural occurrence. The only thing we do not produce in our body is the THC. That's the psychoactive part of it. That's the high.
Right.
If you eliminate that high and separate that, all you've got left is what our body normally produces. A lot of people out there don't know, and that's part of the education that I want them to understand, that our receptors that we have in our brain produce CBD and CBN, and that's 2 properties that are in marijuana.
And many of those who need...
That's part of the defense mechanism of our body.
And many of those who need that medical marijuana do not have the levels necessary of those 2.
That's right. So all this does is it enhances the receptors and acts as that defense mechanism. And it's like that old game Pac-Man. The more you eat, the bigger you get. So while you're sleeping, the cannabinoids are eating away at the cancer cells, and they're protecting the body. Now, if you take out the THC, because I cannot see an 80-year-old or 70-year-old woman or man rolling a joint and smoking it. The visual just does not fit. But they can have a cookie, they can have a candy, a tincture. There's other methods and means of consuming. That's why I smoked a joint in Parliament Hill, to prove the point that there's other ways of consuming.
Hey, what happened to you when you did that?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I turned around. It was time for me to medicate. I medicated, and I was asked to put it out, and question period was over. We walked out, didn't get arrested, didn't get harassed, and then I did the press conference after. And that's when I made mention, because what was going on is people were trying to renew their licenses, and they were coming in 2-3 months instead of the 8-week period late. And people that were on disability, people that couldn't even walk, were getting arrested and put in jail.
Yeah.
So to me, my message got across. And ever since then, people have been getting their licenses on time and or earlier. And I'm grateful that I did something to help people. And that's the other thing that this clinic is doing. Just we're out here to help people, and if the government keeps going on that regulation, my product that I would be doing, our labs, we test it fully. There's no carcinogenics, no pesticides. We will be putting out, if they want marijuana, it'll be $5. I'll subsidize it myself. That's the next fight.
I appreciate the time.
Subsidized.
We've run out of time now, Sam. Thanks very much.
Too bad. Thank you for your time.
Take care. Sam Mellace. He's just opened up the New Age Medical Clinic in Toronto. I'm David Curtin. You're listening to the Afternoon News on News.